Chapter 4, Lesson 4, Leading and Sustaining Culture. In this lesson, we will continue our focus on culture by looking at the board management relationship, leadership behaviors, and ways to ensure accountability. Culture is not something that management owns and the board simply observes. It is a shared responsibility. Co-ownership means both the board and management actively shape, protect, and strengthen culture together. To do this well, the board and management must maintain a healthy, collaborative relationship. Trust and transparency are the foundation. Without trust, the board may not receive candid information about risks. Without transparency, cultural issues can remain hidden until they escalate. When leaders embrace co-ownership, it sends a clear message. Leadership is aligned, committed, and accountable for living the organization's DEI values. It also ensures the board gets a complete, unfiltered view of culture, so it can act early, not only when problems have become crises. A collaborative, open relationship allows for honest conversations about what is really happening inside the organization. It demonstrates to staff, stakeholders, and the community that DEI commitments guide how the organization operates every day. The board and senior management influence culture not just through policies, but through the behaviors they model, tolerate, and reward. Tone at the top sets expectations for everyone. Consider this example. During a meeting with suppliers, a senior leader makes an offensive comment to a disabled person. The room falls silent, and another leader quickly moves on with the meeting, not addressing the comment. In that moment, culture is defined. The silence communicates two messages. The first is that this is a culture of impunity where people can make harmful comments without consequence. The second is that this is not a safe environment for people who are harmed by discriminatory or harassing conduct. This diminishes safety and erodes trust. In moments like this, the choice to act or not to act sets a precedent. Leaders who respond in the moment demonstrate that DEI is non-negotiable. This practice reinforces cultural norms and builds psychological safety. As a leader, how would you respond in this scenario? Leaders need the qualities, skills, and competences to cultivate an organizational culture that upholds diversity, equity, and inclusion. There are 4 essential qualities that can guide leaders: humility, curiosity, empathy, and compassion. Board members and senior leaders need to call out behavior that is inconsistent with the organization's culture. In a situation such as the one we just discussed, it is incumbent on the leader to address the incident. Leaders often avoid these conversations out of fear they don't know what to say or that they may say something wrong. This discomfort should never come at the expense of causing someone harm. Setting the tone at the top means leaning into uncomfortable conversations and modeling the expected behaviors of the organization. For instance, the leader who overheard the comment can immediately acknowledge that the remark was inappropriate, reinforcing that such behavior is not acceptable. Later, the leader can follow up privately with the individual who was harmed to offer support. The leader should also follow up with the person who made the comment to address the behavior and ensure accountability. Leaning into uncomfortable conversations enables leaders to open dialogue about DEI and address issues directly. This can encourage others within the organization to follow suit. These qualities, humility, curiosity, empathy, and compassion, should guide not only how leaders respond to incidents, but also how they shape policy, allocate resources, and model behavior in everyday interactions. Boards can support culture oversight by ensuring there is an effective code of conduct that sets out expected behaviors and practices consistent with the organization's commitments to DEI. The code of conduct must apply to everyone across the organization and be made publicly available so that everyone is aware of what it entails. The code of conduct must also provide consequences for breaches and must be enforceable. For instance, it must detail how those in violation will be disciplined, from education and training to termination. The organization must also provide a safe, trauma-informed complaints process. It should also protect individuals from retaliation through strong whistleblower protections. The complaints process must also apply to the board itself. Board members are not exempt from the standards they set for others. For example, if a board member experiences harassment from another board member, there must be a clear pathway to file a complaint, conduct an investigation, and issue appropriate consequences. An enforceable, trauma informed process sends a clear message that accountability applies to everyone, including the board, and the organization's commitment to equity and safety is non negotiable. Ultimately, culture is defined by what leaders permit, what they address, and how they hold themselves and others accountable. When the board and management co own the work of shaping culture, DEI commitments become embedded into daily practices, decisions, and relationships. This will strengthen organizational resilience and reinforce confidence among stakeholders.